All right, Great Lakes Laser Supply, we are live. Sounds like I need to keep it down just a scoonch. Levels look good. We are going to be talking about sales. Am I charging enough? We are live on StreamYard. We are now pushing the feed to Facebook, and it looks like Facebook has our feed. There we are. Awesome. All right, guys. So as normal, when you guys get here, like I learned from Mark and Will, just let me know where you guys are watching from. What is the weather where you're watching from as well? Just creates some some comments and generates more people watching and pushes that out to everybody else who may be interested in checking it out. Looks like the feed is live now. I see it. I see Dawn is already here. I've already got a comment. Let's see. There we go. Tabitha, what's going on? How are you? It is great to see you here. I appreciate you watching. We are going to be talking about pricing. Tabitha, where are you watching from? Dawn, you are close by, Kansas City, Missouri. Thanks for being here. 83 degrees in North Carolina. It was cold enough to snow here in Michigan this morning. Crazy enough. They're supposed to get warm again here pretty quick. What's up, Hannah? Tell your lovely lady again. I love my earrings. Awesome. I will definitely tell her. John, what it do? Is your beard growing back? I don't think it can grow back fast enough, John, for everybody. I mean, myself included. I didn't think I was going to care that much, but I do. Corey, what's going on, man? Long time no see. Shauna, how are you? Hello. You're near Sacramento. Okay. I wasn't looking for your address. No, just kidding. What's up, Randy? How are you? Danny, what's up? Molly is watching from the living room. We are going to be talking about pricing. We had some great things come up today in the posts that I put on there. And I think, honestly, one of the first ones we're going to be able to spend quite a bit of time on just this first post because it was perfect. What's up, Nick? Thank you. I appreciate it. It will get even better, but I just wanted to be able to streamline going live. I wanted to have like a permanent setup so that it just made going live super easy. So I didn't have to kind of choose between packing orders, going live. You know, I want to be able to go live more often, be able to talk to you guys, bring you guys more content. David, what's up? Got the cards in the mail today. That's awesome. Good news. Definitely give me some feedback on those. David is talking about the brand new holographic cards that we just launched. I think he may have the very first ones, but these things are pretty cool. I can't wait to do some UV printing on them myself as soon as the UFI comes in. Christian, what's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. Kim, hey, how are you? Roger and Kim are here. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Good to see you. Greg, what's up? Josh from New Jersey, thanks for being here. What's up, Crystal? Crystal and I were chatting late night. I was asking her about if I should put some hexagon lights up in the back, and John, well, she advised no, and I just said, hey, can you do me a favor and just check with John? I just wanted to get his approval as well. Well, guys, I think we're going to get into it. Let's see. First one I want to talk about was Abby Reese. She had a great post. Let me switch up the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. So she does fingerprint pocket knives, fingerprint keychains. And before we even get into it, look at though. I mean, she's got a great photo here. Great work. We've got the keychain with the engraved fingerprint on it. We got the knife, nice dark engraving on there. She's got the koozies with the stuff on it as well. Hey Brian, how are you? Just talking about some pricing. And so memorial items have been very nice sellers for her as she loves getting into this full time or moving into full time income. She's evaluating her pricing and would love feedback. Typically, she charges $25 for the knife. The cost is around $6. She can start and finish in about 20 minutes. Multiple units. Orders are amazing. One off orders, I feel like, should charge more. Any advice would be appreciated, and go. And, this honestly brings a little bit of, thank you, Ben, brings a little bit in what David, what is his last name? I'm not seeing it. I can't think of his last name. The owner of Hat Foundry. So what he had mentioned was also thinking about, where are you going to go from there? So let's say for this knife, we're starting out at 25 bucks. So now let's say they want to order 10 knives. Where are you going to go from there? We're going to hit on multiple points here, but I really like what David had said because it's a great example of that. If we're starting out at 25, then when you get 10 knives, are they going to be looking for 20 bucks a knife? 15 bucks a knife. So we really have got to get that price elevated. And kind of before we even get back into some of the specific price here, I want to switch over, and I also want to tie in talking about some of our vendors from the Michigan Laser Summit, which is Monarch Pine. So, oop, wrong one. Let's see. All right, so we're going to go here and we are looking at monarchpine.com. Just wanted to make sure my screen is correct. And let's look at the price on some of these blanks. So we've got the heart that holds the ashes inside. We've got the vertical bar that holds the ashes inside, and we've got this round circle that all hold the ashes inside. The blanks from Monarch Pine are $5.75. So if you go to a funeral home and you get jewelry made by somebody at the funeral home, what do you guys think that's going to cost? Throw some comments in the comments. Comment in the comments and let me know what you guys think. So if you go to a funeral and you order one of these pieces, how much do you think that's going to cost? It is going to be a lot more than $25. I want to see some comments in there. I don't know how long the delay is, but I want you guys to really think about that in that situation. And is it too much? Are they overcharging the customer? Hannah's guessing 50. Jennifer loves Monarch Pine. So do I. Katie is awesome. 50 bucks. All right, so let's switch screens here. I switched. This is I believe I was looking around at different funeral homes. One of them was local. So let's take a look here. And now here we have some pieces from a funeral home that you can order. Now look at these pieces. We got $119, $119, $159, $184 for the ring. Now some of these, I could sell that sterling silver custom fingerprint. That's a little bit. It's got cubic zirconia, but look at some of these. These are very basic pieces. They don't even bump it up a notch with the holding the ashes on the inside. These are just basic pieces. Oh, I think this heart maybe does. So there's the one that they have that holds ashes is 119. So we can see a couple things here that they're bringing a lot of value. They've got a lot of choices here, and these are some of the same things that you guys can do on your website if you bring focus to what you're selling. So if you're going to focus on the memorial stuff, I think you've got a real opportunity here. You also want to bring in the good, better, best model. You want to make sure that you give them three options. Maybe you do have something that has cubic zirconia or something, but look at how much more margin you have. If we're starting out at $129 or $119 and then somebody wants to get multiple pieces, there's a lot of bargaining room there for larger orders. You could then give a 10%, 20% discount depending on the quantity that the customer wants. So just kind of circling back to a little bit what David had said there. So kind of three key things here. Making sure you've got good, better, best. Making sure you've got somewhere to go if somebody wants to order multiple pieces, because that's part of the upsell too. We had an order for someone local. It was a friend of ours who wanted something with a fingerprint, and then she ended up wanting one for her aunt. She wanted one for several family members. And if we would have maybe better positioned ourselves to give that offer from the beginning, maybe we could have even sold more. Let's see, $60 easy. Okay, yeah. My phone was going off, so I was making sure it wasn't an issue. But just so you guys can see, so those are some great examples. I really, really like that example as I was flipping through some of these. So what do you guys think for the knife? If we're looking at that knife realistically, even taking the time out of the equation, what is a realistic value that you're bringing that thing? You need to bring the value. I always circle back to hat clips. Just as far as bringing value. Would I personally pay $11 for a hat clip? No way. I'm not that kind of person. I'll go buy a new laser or something. That makes more sense. Um, so you've got to be able to bring that value. And me at a craft show, when I'm selling that hat clip, I'm bringing the value to that hat clip, which allows me to charge that much. So same thing here with the knife. You have to bring the value to whatever it is that you're going to sell. I am showing the wrong tab. You've got to bring that value for those items. So the knife, the keychain, the koozies, you've got to really elevate what that is. Let's see. Anything else about the memorial items? So I definitely think she could definitely charge more. I think the knives, I think you could easily get to $75 for the knives. If you then had multiple orders, then that would allow you to give you a little more room to go down. Let's say you give a 10 or 20% discount. And then one-off orders, I think it is okay to charge that premium. That way you're giving the better pricing and encouraging um, multiple as far as quantity. All right, let's look for the next question. We've got Cindy. She struggles with every item. She sees a flaw, sometimes none, but I'm still a beginner and kind of drop my price for everything feeling inadequate. For example, I made this duck hunting for a duck hunting show. I only have cheap woods to use. The base is a 2x4 from the garage. And so decided it won't be priced very high. This is a tough subject for me. So again, she needs to bring the value here. Look at those. I think those look great. Yeah, definitely, Nick. I will hit you up if I need any more help with the setup. I appreciate it. This is brand new. I literally tested my live last night at 11:30 p.m. when I kind of finished setting some of this up. Just wanted to make the setup a little more convenient, a little more easy to be able to go live more often. So Cindy here, like we see, we've got the engravings on the duck, we've got the 2x4 base. I don't think a normal person, without our critical eye of our own stuff, is going to, um, notice that that's a 2x4. Like it looks stained. It looks like maybe she burned it. Hey, Catherine, how are you? What's up, Tracy? I agree, Tracy. What do you think on pricing for these? I could see in the right environment these selling for a decent price, but I don't think, Cindy, that you should devalue the little flaws that you see or just thinking to yourself that it's just a 2x4. I mean, there are YouTubers that do these videos on taking a 2x4 and making hundreds of dollars off of this 2x4, and the perceived value is whatever you give it. Look at that cutout, look at the engraving. I think it looks really nice. I think there's a lot of detail on the everything in there. The Michigan fowl, I think it looks very professional. Ben, you've made these before. Tracy thinks $60. Ben, how much did you sell these for? You did, and then filled it darker. Okay. You can't see the new picture I'm talking about. You guys should see the duck on your screen. I see it in the feed that I'm watching. No base, really? Okay. Yeah, I agree, Randy. Nobody knows that that's a 2x4 out of your garage. And, truly, Cindy, have confidence in what you're doing, and in person especially, get in, sell it to them, and, find somebody. It's not gonna be for everybody that's there at the market, but find that person who does see this and is interested in it, and then sell it to them. Some of you guys, Tracy's seen me in the craft show booth. Who else? I don't know who else is here, but there's been a couple people. Patrick, has seen me selling in the craft show booth. You've got to really engage with the customer so you can, sell them on what you're making. 30 with no base. That's good. So we got Tyler here. He feels like I'm cheap on my signs. This one I sell for $80, though it's a real repeat realtor, and she has purchased a ton of them, completely made by us, backer, painted, framed, and lettered with birch. I think that looks really nice. $80. I don't see the dimensions. I'd say that looks like maybe 15 or 16 inches. Um, that's a tough one. I think that's somewhat accurately priced for a repeat customer. I think maybe if I may price it around 100 or 120, and then maybe if I said somebody was a first time customer, I might actually say, hey, since it's your first time, I'll drop this down to $100 for you. But I don't think 80 is too far off, considering I'm assuming you're pre-painting the letters, you're probably pre-painting the back, and then laser cutting after. So I think that could be pretty streamlined if you're making several of them. Pam says, we always see the flaws in our work. Others see work that and think it's awesome. We can do something they can't do. I agree. Cindy the Duck is great. Don't undercut yourself. I agree, Kim. Let's see. I don't know. What do you guys think about Tyler's piece here? Do you think it's underpriced, overpriced, $80? I could see 100 to 120 max. I can't tell the dimensions for sure, but I would say, those bricks are probably an inch and a half or 2 inches tall. So let's look at the next one. Randy had a really good point here. Pricing is always a hot topic because there's so many vastly different circumstances and goals, and most discussions never even give this reality a nod. So I really like. I think where he's going here. Maria says underpriced. Maria is going to be at the Michigan Maker Summit. She will be demonstrating making some patch hats that will be exciting. So how I take Randy's statement is that the circumstances can be like if you're a hobbyist, you're just making some stuff, going to a craft show, you might be okay with only making 250 bucks. That's extra 250 bucks in your pocket. Now, if you're trying to pivot to this full time, if you're trying to make some serious income, if you're trying to buy a new laser or justify a new laser, it's important that that you are bringing in some real money. So those are the different circumstances that I take from Randy. There is, what are you there for? Are you there to make 1,000 bucks, 1,500 bucks, 3,500 bucks, or are you okay with just a couple $100? And those are some of the different circumstances. So you want to make sure at the same time, if your goal is different than another vendor at a craft show or even online, that you're not competing with what that person's trying to do. Because if I'm at a craft show next to somebody who is just there to have a good time and make a little extra beer money, then we're gonna have two vastly different totals at the end of the day. Well, I'm gonna sell a lot more than them automatically, but we don't need to get into that. Let's touch on Greg's here. Pricing is always a big struggle for me. I mostly make custom orders for people. I've had customers tell me I'm too cheap. My wife also says she thinks I cut myself short. Here's an example of some quick keychains I made recently. We have a shopping event going on in my town this weekend, so I'm trying to have some items in my fish store for people that don't want fish tanks that they might purchase. My first thought was $5 each, but my wife suggests $6.99 or $7.99. So we've got some clever sayings there. And what I will say about this here, we need to justify buying a new laser. Tracy, I think we talked today extensively. I think we both have a problem. Repeatability is a factor in pricing. If you can batch out a bunch of the same thing, basically have them cut off the end of his comment, ready to order and go, lower. But if it's customizable, then price higher. Efficiency is important and makes pricing easier. I think that would even apply here to Greg's post, to these, because these are also going to be a balance. Like, what if you price these for 99 cents, taking the cost out of the equation? You're going to sell a ton of keychains, and then you're just going to be making keychains. So that price, as you raise that price, you're going to sell a little less. And the same, you can apply the same thing to multiple products depending on what you make, but balance your price out. That's going to keep you at a balanceable level. If you still have a full-time job, you don't want to be so busy that you're losing your mind. Custom orders call for custom prices. I like that, Corey. That's good. So let's see, $5 for these keychains. I don't think $6.99 or $7.99 is unreasonable. That would give you maybe some bargaining power. So maybe you go highest, and let's try to apply the good, better, best, or a different sales tactic. Let's go to $7.99. If you did $7.99, and let's say somebody decided to buy two, what could we then do? Maybe you buy two, you get $2 off. So then that bumps our sale up from, 7.99. You're then buying two keychains. Tracy definitely needs a new laser. It's $8 all day. What do you guys think? Molly and I disagree on this. What do you guys think about the 6.99, 79? I am a fan of the 99. If that's what the major corporations are doing, it's obviously works. I know it works on me because I think, okay, that's not even $8. 7.99. I don't know how that makes any sense, but it does. I am a fan of the 7.99 in general, but also here in this place because I think we could easily try to get somebody to buy multiple of these. Let's see. Do we have anything else in that post? Did not read that one fully yet. Let's switch over here for a second. We have 24 people here. Here's a little sneak peek at the MichiganMakerSummit.com website. This is nearly completed. We've got quite a few things here. What makes the summit different? We got when, we got where. We've got some details, why to attend, community over competition, and then we've got the speakers. Definitely a huge shout out to Will, Catherine, and Tong Lee. If you don't know Tong from AP Laser, they are located right here in Lansing, Michigan, an awesome laser company that I had previously not heard too much about, but they've got a turnkey solution for their lasers. They just have got an awesome thing. I can't wait to talk to him more at this summit. It's going to be a good time. Shout out to the sponsors: X Tool, Creative Cut Supplies, Alive Pixel. Daniel did a lot of our graphics, some of our graphic design. We got Monarch Pine. I will be there. RZ Acrylics, Lens Digital, Trotec is going to be there. AP Laser, and I need now seeing this. I forgot about one. Quick Water Coffee. Thank you all for the likes, guys. Quick Water Coffee is a sponsor, and I need to get them on here because they donated coffee for breakfast the morning of, and we definitely appreciate that. So a little sneak peek at the website. You got a register now button at the top, at the bottom. We've got an agenda, lots of cool stuff. I'm excited for this to go live for everybody. That will be a lot of fun. Let's see. We'll go back here. Oh, Maria was watching the live and now she's commenting. Larry made it. What's up, Larry? All greats. I agree, Cindy. You think the 99 works online, but I prefer whole dollar in person events as a buyer. I think that makes sense, because sometimes people are buying something and they're like, well, so how much change do I owe you? And I'm always just like, I would have just go to the nearest dollar or something like that. Don't break my thumb thumb, David. Oh, is that David doing all that? I can't see on my end who's going crazy over there. Maria commented, the small items are what I go back and forth all day on, i.e. metal business cards, keychains, wallets, and koozies. What do you go back and forth on, Maria? Are you still here in the live? Did you just go back there to make a comment? I think the small items are a great upsell, especially if you've got a nice wide range of products that you offer. Like us, we have we've got wallets, we've got the belts, and we, sell a lot of things like ammo cans in person too. So I think having some of those other items, you're able to add them on. Even at the Next Level Laser Conference, I was trying to teach Molly to upsell. If she sold a wallet, I said, hey, suggestive sell those cards that we have that are the demo cards. Now I can see David's picture popping up on all the likes. Thank you, David. Smashing that like button. I appreciate it. And also part of me wanting to be able to go live more often is I want to be able to kind of keep these short. I want them to be kind of focused on a specific topic so we can talk about those things. We've talked quite a bit about pricing. Does anybody have any more questions about pricing? And I think let's talk about a couple more key things as you guys add in some things. I want to show you guys some of the things that we started on, which were earrings. So these are some of the earrings that this is why we got a laser. We're just to make wooden earrings. These are what got our business started. And I think with these earrings, we can kind of touch on some of the same things that we've already talked about with pricing. So several different things we'll get into here. Heidi says, I love those. Also, a great market analysis tool. It can search all kinds of places. Overview on pricing. Oh, AI. Yes. Sorry, I did not see AI in the beginning. So I'm showing you all these for a specific reason. They are very cool. But as we can see, look at these. These are hand painted, multi-layer, multi-material. This pair actually doesn't have a price on the back. I was planning on showing you guys the price on the back. But there's a lot of time that goes into making these earrings. We severely undercharged our customers for these. There are times where we would sell earrings like this 3 for $25. These are hand painted. Molly would sit and watch TV with a paint marker, fill those in, glue on the multi-material. I mean, look at that. There's stuff behind the glass. I mean, a lot of work went into these. Here's I would say those would be the best. These would be a better. And then something that doesn't require any painting, doesn't require any extra work, no extra layers. Yeah, I could see these being a $8 or $10 pair, but only because we don't have to do anything to these. All we did was laser cut those out. There's no stain, no extra work. It saddens me to think about all the work that Molly put into a lot of these earrings, and then we just were like giving them away. I thought we were doing we did do well. I mean, if it wasn't for earrings, we wouldn't be here right now. But if you really think about it, we should have really utilized the good, better, best more with these earrings. This should have been a 20, $25 earring all by themselves. Now, maybe we don't sell a ton of them, and that's okay. And maybe we're selling less of them, but that again, that's okay. The right customer is going to see something like this. They're going to see the value, and they're going to buy these. You do those two, sell for $10. Which ones, Cindy? Multi-layer, multi-material. Side note, where do you get those shirts? We love them. You know what, guys? This is a perfect opportunity. We're going to give Maria a shout out. These are actually from Maria, who's going to be leading the hat patch class at the Michigan Maker Summit. So I had ordered some shirts from a larger company. They said it was going to be 3 or 4 weeks. I ordered them like 4 or 5 weeks before the conference. I knew it was going to be kind of close, but it's now what, a week, 2 weeks after the fact, and I still don't have those shirts. So I reached out to Maria, and I said, "Hey Maria, I hate to be that guy, but I need some shirts, and I need them like in 3 or 4 days." So she hooked me up, and she got me some shirts going real quick. What's up, Dana? How are you doing, guys? If you don't know who Dana is, definitely give her a follow. She has got the growth thread. I am still learning about it. We got to spend some time together at Next Level, went out to dinner, got to talk a little bit of business, and then we actually led a breakout panel on this same topic. We talked about pricing. Hannah, for our last name, I don't want to mispronounce her last name. Let me look it up. It is Walberer, Maria, Walberer. And I will tell you guys her business name as well. It is XC Creations LLC on Facebook. That's XC Creations. I will copy and paste the name, maybe. I don't know if you guys will actually see this comment. Oh, there she is. She's here. All right, I just posted the name of her Facebook page on there. So definitely check her out. She made our shirts, which was awesome. She saved the day, and it was absolutely incredible. So I hope I made myself clear on these earrings, guys. We thought we were being successful. We were severely undercharging for Molly's hard work. As we would get ready for a craft show, she would spend 30 hours prepping earrings, because then at the craft show, I'm selling earrings like it's my job. Oh yeah, these crazy complicated earrings Molly spent so much time on, and I'm going to sell these for 25 bucks. Meanwhile, she probably made 6 pair in an hour or less. They're very, very time consuming. XC Creations, yeah, thank you. Oh, my comment did come through. Great. You're good. Got a new printer today. Which printer did you get? That's exciting. Tomorrow's your birthday. Happy birthday, Dana. Hannah B. What else, guys? So that there's several things, in the earrings. Again, I don't want to talk these to death, but I want you to understand. This would be something that would be okay to sell for your cheapest price. We've got our better. It's multi-layer, a little bit of hand painting, but again, that could be it's hand painted. It's a whole board that you're painting before you even do it. And then this would be a best. By applying that to the earrings or anything like that, ornaments, a lot of different things, by applying that same strategy to those, it allows you to charge that premium for the best and really get paid for your time. Where something like this, we stained the whole board, cut the whole board out, and we got a bunch of earrings. So we're not that worried about accounting for a bunch of time on these, but we're really going to make up for that on the best. And not everybody's going to get those. Mamaki 6042, that's awesome. I am really pushing. I'm hoping to get PDS to the Michigan Maker Summit. It sounds like we're this close. Steve and I talk every day. I'm like, Steve, what can I do to get you to the summit? And that's how our conversations go. And then he responds, asks some questions. I think he's going to be this close. I think he's going to do it. It's going to be a good time. Is that Brie? Oh, that's a different Brie. I thought it was a different Brie. Earrings are so much fun to make. I agree, but with me selling so many of them and Molly putting so much time into making those earrings, it really sucked the fun out of the earrings. And then when you throw in the fact that I start doing, a wallet that takes, 4 minutes to engrave or less, and we can make a much better margin on something like that, it also kind of sucked the fun out of the earrings for Molly. Because we can get a blank like this for, 9, 10, $11, and then you can charge a premium of $40 for something like this. It definitely changed our business. That's when we kind of pivoted from the earrings to the guy stuff. That's why I try to kind of teach you guys some of the same strategies that we had there with those. Steve Weist. Yeah, working on it, trying. That was pretty much everything I wanted to go over, guys. I wanted to guys give you a sneak peek at the Michigan Maker Summit. I wanted to go over some pricing strategies that we touched on. Not perfect. I think it's something we can still add more to. There's a sticker on the back of my cup. I think happy thoughts. It's true. I want to kind of finish out with something. Somebody said to me this morning, Blake, I wish I had 1/10 the confidence that you do. And I just want to talk briefly on, my process for that. I always start my day out with focus on thankfulness and gratefulness. And that just kind of helps me to carry that through the day. I'm going to hit obstacles, and I kind of go into the day expecting those obstacles to hit. And then when they do hit, it's not that big of a deal. We got asking about some hat clips. I got a mixed pack right here. What do you want to know about the hat clips? Blake, I was referring to pricing for those small items because I mainly, oh, okay, I see. Mainly large B2B orders. I could see that. Let me go back to your post. Let's see. Oh, it's not letting me switch there. Oh, I see. There we go. So the small items, so she struggles with this pricing on the small items. That makes sense. And you're going to apply the same things to those. I know you're used to doing those large B2B orders. I would be adding on, I would get some aggressive pricing with keychains, wallets, koozies. They place that order for 25 shirts. Then I would be adding in, hey, do you want to get 25 keychains? And you can say, normally I would charge 9.99 for a keychain, but if you add them on with your t-shirts, you're going to get those for 4.99 or 5.99. I would be upselling that smaller stuff with those B2B orders all day long. We don't do a ton of those. Definitely something I'd like to work on, but as we pivot more to Great Lakes Scissor Supply and less without numbered 5-to-1, I get to kind of enjoy that stuff less and less. You just got yours today. Awesome. You just got your hat clips. That's exciting. What kind of stuff are you going to put on your hat clips? For us, we always had success with hunting, fishing, Second Amendment, or some of that borderline offensive stuff that Molly likes. I don't. She gets us into trouble with that stuff. But I went over just about everything I wanted to talk with you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. We'd be nothing without the community that we have that has formed around us. I was talking to Catherine tonight, and with the Michigan Maker Summit, like truly none of this could have come together if we didn't have this foundation of you guys, of people that have just surrounded us and showed us love for so long. I could have never put this Michigan Maker Summit together in such a short period of time. I feel really thankful for you guys, and I feel like I cannot wait to see what's next for all of us, because genuinely I wasn't really planning on doing that, but growing in business together, is my goal. I never just want to sell you guys anything. I want us to work together, to grow together. I want to help you get your hat clips, get your wallets, get your earrings, or your stuff from Monarch Pine, and we can talk about these different strategies and things that you can apply to make sure that all you guys are successful with what you want to do. But I think that is got all I got for tonight, guys. I really appreciate you. Coming soon, michiganmakersummit.com. If you're watching and you are thinking about coming, when this does go live out to everybody, we are going to sell out. We will not have any seats. They will not last very long once it goes out to the whole public. So if you're thinking about coming to the Michigan Maker Summit, definitely go out there and get your tickets now, because they will be gone. We will fill the capacity. I was only originally planning on 60 to 80 people, but when this gets pushed out to the whole market, they will be gone. So have a good night, guys. Thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you, and have a good night and make good choices.